Alrighty. Well, we are here right now tracking our live coverage as of right now. Live coverage now starting here. We got to pay attention to a couple of things here. We do actually, the severe weather threat was a little bit more on the dangerous or, different type of end just not too long ago here. And I continue to pay attention here to the severe weather threat as we go on. So the good thing is that there's not as many tornado warnings as there were earlier, but we still have that severe weather threat that's going to continue really throughout the rest of the night here. So let's pay attention here to a couple of things right now. Where is the location of really these storms? Well, majority of them are kind of staying off to the eastern part of Houston. Houston did get hammered a little bit earlier today. And then now we have a severe thunderstorm warning over here for pretty much Highway 96 up to the north. And then having some flash flood warnings as well starting to be issued here. But majority of this area right here of eastern Texas is, and maybe parts of western Louisiana still continuing on with this tornado watch for the next couple of hours. And that will be ending here in an hour and 38 minutes here. So we have one tornado warning that we're going to get to really quickly here. See if we can get to this tornado warning, see if it's popping up here. So let's see. So tornado warning here. This is for Liberty, Texas. Let's see what we're kind of dealing with here on the radar. So you can see this will expire in 8 minutes here. And then if we head to the velocity signature, there we go. All right, so the velocity signature right here, we can clearly see not too much going on. Very, very big, area. Very strong winds in this region right here, and you kind of can just see that. But, I wouldn't say a clear rotation is going on in this tornado warning if you live in Liberty, Texas. But still, even if you do live in Liberty, Texas and under a tornado warning, make sure to be staying in a safe spot just in case if anything could happen as we're paying attention to this. We have a severe thunderstorm warning just to the south of that here. This tornado possible with winds of 60 miles an hour here. And we're kind of seeing a little bit of those, big, you can see a lot of lightning heading over the Old River Winfrey right now. This continues to push off over here to the east. We're going to continue seeing these storms right here. Really just push off to the east. But if we take a look here, the tornado is possible. 60 mile an hour wind gust has been recorded from this. Let's take a look at the velocity signature, and you kind of can see right in here. So if we get really in depth in this really quickly here, Old River Winfrey's right here. The rotation's just to the west of that, so that's where that rotation is right there, just about north of Interstate 10. You can see the rotation kind of just sitting right in there. And we're going to continue to pay attention to this because if this continues pushing off to the east and continues getting a little bit more organized, we will be seeing a tornado warning out of this here. We've been seeing pretty, these little areas just spin up here, and we've been paying attention to that over here for the past couple of, hours. We're having a little bit of these spin ups that are continuing on very, very quickly with this big line of thunderstorms. So something to pay attention to here. Trying to get everything all set up here, but sometimes the stuff just likes to not work. But let's take a look here. Let's take a look here at the model, see kind of what we're going to be anticipating throughout the rest of the night here. Alrighty, so let's take a look. So here in the next hour, according to the HRR model, some storms will not be as severe, so we'll be seeing less severe thunderstorms here in this region. Then we'll see, then we continue on throughout the rest couple of, tonight, we'll see the storms really just push out of this tornado watch zone. Will there be a tornado watch issued here? Probably most likely not. We won't see a tornado watch issued right there, but these storms will eventually make its way off to the east here and will possibly impact, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and all of that. But then we head in over here. This is the 22Z, but 14 hours from now, we're going to be seeing a little bit. So around tomorrow morning, we could be seeing here around 8 a.m. We could be seeing some pretty scattered showers, thunderstorms going in through this area. Now, the big question obviously is here. Let's head into the 18Z. I know this is an older run here, but 18Z here with severe weather. So taking a look at the 18Z, you head into around December 28th. Here, it doesn't go that far out, but we are going to be seeing a lot of that. We're going to see a lot of moisture kind of coming up from the Gulf of Mexico here, and will be making its way into kind of the Alabama, Georgia region. We'll be having a severe weather threat there. Here on Saturday, we'll be seeing that big severe weather threat continuing on. So As of right now, though, we're not seeing anything too big kind of going on with this. We have obviously these severe thunderstorm warnings that are continuing on here. See where it is? There we go. So we have this severe thunderstorm warning that's up to the north here. This is on Highway 96. We're seeing this, and there's possibility of a tornado. So we'll take a look at the velocity signature here. And the velocity signature does seem like, since the severe thunderstorm warning, yeah, does expire in 4 minutes, the question is could they extend the severe thunderstorm warning in that area? But as you can clearly see, there is a little bit of that rotation kind of hanging out over here to the northern part of the severe thunderstorm warning. So seeing a little bit of that. So we're seeing a little bit of these severe thunderstorm warnings that are continuing on, and these severe thunderstorm warnings most likely will continue on for the next couple of hours. The tornado threat really has gone down a pretty good amount, so that's always a good plus there, but we obviously want to pay attention to these severe thunderstorm warnings here, especially the one that's over here, because we've seen some pretty good rotation off of this one here. Severe thunderstorm warning, Old River Winfrey. Now you actually have a pretty tight rotation right over the Old River community here. Pretty tight rotation right there. So we might be seeing a tornado warning coming in pretty soon here from the National Weather Service if they continue looking at this and seeing it. But it does look like it's a pretty tight spinature right here that we're seeing on the radar, and this will eventually make its way off to the east here. And if we kind of read what the discussion is taking a look as, let's see. Located, yeah, so it's moving northeast at 30 miles an hour. This is located over Mont Bellevue. I don't know how to exactly say that, or near Beach City. So if we draw this kind of out here, draw it kind of out right here, heading off to the northeast around 30 miles an hour. Taking a look at that, here you go. So, yeah, Old Winfrey here, it will be arriving in 2 minutes. So 2 minutes, so if you do live in Old Winfrey, make sure that you are taking cover immediately, as it is kind of just right over you right now, and that is 3,000 people in that path of this storm here. Seems like picking up on a little bit of those high winds, but it does seem like we have a pretty good tight rotation that's continuing to get a little bit more organized. So I wouldn't be surprised if they don't put a tornado warning on this. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a tornado warning on this. So we're going to continue paying attention to that severe thunderstorm warning, and then the one off to the north here, but that one's getting ready to expire. This one has 16 minutes remaining in this, but it is a pretty tight rotation that we are kind of seeing here with this tornado, or this severe thunderstorm warning. So we're going to pay attention to this one very, very closely here. If you do have any questions, make sure to leave it down in the chat below, and I will try to answer them to the best I possibly can. I will try my hardest to answer them the best I possibly can. But I can tell you right now and inform you that we do have a pretty big severe thunderstorm warning right now. Actually, just right now, really, we're paying attention to this as it's heading over Old River Winfrey right now. Old River Winfrey. And it seemed like we might be seeing two possible rotations here. So we got one right here, kind of over the Old River community, and then we got a little bit down here, another rotation possible here in these areas. So, but this is really our biggest area that we want to pay attention to for possibility, some rotations. It does seem like we might be having two rotations here. So we got one right here, and then one right over here. So maybe a possible twin issue here with that. But this storm is obviously once again pushing up to the northeast, so at 30 miles an hour. So not moving too quickly, but we're going to see probably some pretty big damage coming down here with these strong winds. But once again, if you do live in Old River Winfrey, make sure you're taking shelter here from this storm. So even if you're under a severe thunderstorm warning, treat it as a tornado warning, because this is a major issue currently right now as we're paying attention to this, and we're just seeing these rotations kind of ramp up in this Old River area. This is our only severe thunderstorm right now, severe thunderstorm warning. So we're going to see if we can just kind of pay attention to it. and see if there's any, change. Any change here to the update pretty soon here. See if I can find anything that we could show here. See if I can find anything like that. We're gonna continue, obviously. Whoopsies, there we go. Alright, so let's head over. We're gonna see if we can find some possible tornadoes, that videos or anything that's coming in here as you guys are paying attention here to the radar, seeing if there is any new tornado warning that could be coming out. Once again, still have an hour and a half until this tornado watch is gone, until it disappears, so we still have that chance for some stuff to continue. So here is actually something right here. So taking a look at this, so Kobe Wilson posted this right here on X. He said that this was actually, my friend Jocelyn just sent me this video from Crosby, Texas, looking north of the tornado that moved across Lake Houston. So there was a water spout moving across Lake Houston there, and you definitely can see that right there. So props to the person that did take this video here. You can definitely see, yeah, nice water spout really with that, and you can definitely see a lot of those waves really got pretty strong in some of these areas, as well as that water spout was continuing with these line of thunderstorms that just were really ramping up. So, but if you do have any questions about the storm that we are paying attention to, if you do live in Old Winfrey, make sure you are taking cover immediately, just in case if you do have a severe weather threat. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because we do have a pretty big severe weather threat going on. Have a pretty big severe weather threat going on tonight, and then also on Saturday we'll be having probably a bigger severe threat as well, or Sunday, I think. It's either Saturday or Sunday. But we still have that rotation kind of continuing on over the here of the Old River community. And I actually now have a new video that I see here. This video was taken by Ashley Wells. So Ashley Wells took this video here, but you kind of can see there was a tornado on the ground right in this region right here. A very strong, violent tornado you can actually see, and you can see those cars really trying to race to get out of its way. But pretty strong tornado that did come down here. This wasn't too long ago. No, this was 2 hours ago. So this was a couple hours ago, but it came down at El Campo, Texas. So it was a very, very strong tornado that did go through. So we did have a lot of those strong, storms that did go by. We actually have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning over here just west of, or east of Jasper. This does include Newton. Big severe thunderstorm now, and there is no tag for any possibility of a tornado on this one, but definitely could be seeing maybe some pretty strong storms kind of heading in right now. A lot of lightning in this region right here, down here by Kirbyville. This will eventually make its way over here to the northeast. So let's kind of plan on who is expecting this here. I believe this storm, let's see how fast this storm is moving. This is moving northeast at 35. So let's try to draw this out and see if we can calculate that. So you take a look here, Kirbyville, 9 minutes. You guys could be getting some of that biggest storms right there in 9 minutes. Bon Ami, 14 minutes. Pine Grove in 24 minutes. And then we will be seeing Newton in 35 minutes with a total population of 4,439. There in that. So really just paying attention to that. No tornado warning has been issued. We have no tornado warnings active right now, if you were curious. Does seem like there was a little bit of an update here to the tornado watch. They did, get rid of parts of that western part here of that tornado watch, that western side. But right now, once again, still paying attention to this severe thunderstorm warning with a pretty, it was a tight rotation, and maybe it's starting to weaken. So let's take a look here. Does seem like it is starting to it's starting to be a little bit more broad now, so not as tight. So the National Weather Service, did not trust it and wasn't saying anything about a tornado warning being issued from this storm. So we're not seeing anything too big from this storm right now. It is starting to weaken a pretty good amount here. Starting to weaken. So, big question is, do we see any more bigger severe weather threats tonight? Well, let's take a look here at the future radar. See if we have any here on the future radar. Do we see any possibilities for any bigger storms kind of heading into tonight? Well, let's take a look here on what we're taking a look at. So as of right now, or as of the last hour, let's head into 7 p.m. what the HRRR model is looking at. So here around 7 p.m. we kind of can see some of those bigger storms still kind of heading up from the Gulf of Mexico here, but still kind of stays in a little bit more of an area where we're already kind of seeing it as we're getting closer to 7 p.m. Majority of these tornadoes, or the tornado threat, will be down and is not going to be a big thing as we head on throughout the overnight hours, but definitely some gusty winds could be expected here. And you can see at 8 p.m. we could be seeing a little bit more scattered thunderstorms here, kind of following along with this, just north of I-10 and then just south of Houston, southeast here. And then we kind of can see a little bit more of a different scenario as we head into, heading into the overnight hours. A little bit of more weakening on the storms, but then it will possibly impact Baton Rouge, New Orleans. Really will possibly, really go into Alabama and Mississippi. And we'll be seeing that severe weather threat over here in the next couple of days, and we'll talk about that here shortly. But taking a look at that, over the next couple of hours, it does seem like we'll have these little kind of spots here, according to the HRR, that could be possibility for severe, and then maybe even a tornado or two that we could be seeing. So, obviously, the big question still on the table: is there any major storms that are expected? No. Wouldn't say any major storms are expected, but definitely something still to pay attention to closely, just in case. All right, let's take a look here at the severe weather threat for today. It does seem like, we're obviously still paying attention to the severe weather threat. Enhanced area was really in this, where that tornado watch is, still that slight area. That's for the overnight hours, where we could be seeing still some of those severe thunderstorms that will continue to push off to the east. That's impacting right now the areas in the red with the tornado watch. Heading into tomorrow, we'll be seeing a little bit more of a, different scenario here. We'll see those marginal risks kind of continue on in Mobile, Montgomery, just west of Montgomery, southwest of Birmingham, Jackson, and New Orleans, possibly in that marginal risk tomorrow. And then we start to ramp up once again. So heading into day three, we will see a little bit more of a severe weather threat, and that's going to be from a lot of the moisture that is going to be coming up. We'll see a little bit of the moisture coming up from the Gulf of Mexico, and that's going to enhance a little bit of that risk here for severe weather in this region right here. So if you do live in parts of central Mississippi heading into western Alabama here, definitely might want to be paying attention to that severe weather threat that is expected here in the next 3 days. So something to pay attention to. I believe that is on Sunday where we're going to be expecting this. Tomorrow we'll get a little bit more in-depth kind of look on what we're going to be anticipating from this severe weather threat, but as of right now we're not anticipating anything too big. As of tomorrow, but tomorrow, after tomorrow, we'll be seeing a little bit more of a bigger situation. But as of right now, we don't know how big the tornado threat could possibly be, or the wind threat. But this is our marginal area, or marginal slight enhanced area. So we have an enhanced. The question is could it go up to moderate? We will have to see. Usually they do it tomorrow morning, or they could do it the day of, the same morning. So. Remember, if you do have any questions, just make sure to leave it down in the chat below. I'll try to answer them as best as I possibly can. Seeing if there's any updates. Doesn't seem like there's any updates here. So, no major tornado warnings going on right now. And it does seem like these severe thunderstorm warnings are not as bad now. Seems like the rotations have really started to, died down here, but there's this one over here. Once again, if you do live in this area, Newton needs to prepare. Same with Kirbyville. Kirbyville is getting hammered with some pretty strong storms right now. Majority of it's off to your southwest, continuing still. It will continue moving off to the northeast, but still something to pay attention to as it continues to approach Newton over here in the next couple of hours. Not hours, really, probably in the next hour, actually. The storm's not moving too quickly here, but no possible tornado with that one. And then we'll see if there's a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that does come out with this severe thunderstorm, this supercell right here, that we've kind of been tracking over here throughout the whole live stream, as it did have a pretty tight rotation. It does expire in 4 minutes, and it doesn't seem like right now they're issuing anything, but I mean, once again, we did see a little bit of a tighter rotation when it was over Old River Winfrey, and then now we're seeing a little bit of that broader rotation right now. So we're looking at a couple different things here. Looking at a couple of those things, but it seems like majority of that severe weather threat has gone down a pretty good amount. So I hope you all enjoyed the live stream, though. It was a quick live stream. I know that this weekend I'll probably be going live once again because of another severe weather threat that will be continuing on. We'll see another severe weather threat that probably most likely will continue. And